The other crucial story we're tracking, after months of back and forth and several rounds of failed talks, mediator Qatar has revealed that Israel and Hamas are at their closest point yet to a ceasefire and hostage release deal. In fact, reports indicate that Hamas has accepted a draft agreement for a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip and the release of dozens of hostages. Officials have expressed mounting optimism that a deal could be reached ahead of 20th of January, which is the inauguration date for Donald Trump to take over for his second term. However, back home, Netanyahu actually faces an uphill task as Israeli far-right police minister Itamar Ben-Gvir threatened to quit Netanyahu's government if he agrees to a Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal.
I believe we will get a ceasefire. And whether we get there in the remaining days of our administration or after January 20th, I believe the deal will follow closely the terms of the agreement that President Biden put forward last May and our administration rallied the world behind. We believe that the Palestinian Authority should invite international partners to help establish and run an interim administration with responsibility for key civil sectors in Gaza like banking, water, energy, health, civil coordination with Israel. The international community would provide funding, technical support, and oversight. The interim administration would include Palestinians from Gaza and representatives from the PA, selected following meaningful consultation with communities in Gaza, and would hand over complete responsibility to a fully reformed PA administration.
Israel and Hamas appear to be on the cusp of a ceasefire deal that would end over 15 months of war. Hamas officials say they've accepted a draft of the proposal. The Israelis say there still is no deal, but they're also voicing optimism as final details are being worked out. Qatar, the Mideast country that's been mediating the talks, say the sides have not been this close to an agreement in months. The proposal lays out a multi-stage process for ending a war that has killed over 46,000 Palestinians, 1,600 Israelis, and also caused widespread devastation in Gaza. The first stage calls for a gradual pullback of Israeli troops from most of Gaza over 6 weeks in exchange for the freedom of 33 hostages held by Hamas. Displaced Palestinians would also begin to go home, and aid would pour into Gaza. The sides also would quickly enter negotiations on a second phase meant to end the war altogether. That would mean a final pullout of remaining Israeli troops and the return of roughly 70 other hostages. Now, it remains unclear who will run Gaza in the long run and who is going to pay for the badly needed reconstruction. But negotiators are hoping that this initial ceasefire, this initial phase, will create the momentum to address these deeper issues.